In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make $10,000 per month on Airbnb without buying or renting any properties. Now, I know what you're thinking, James, that sounds too good to be true. But here's the thing, making money on Airbnb without owning property isn't just possible, it's actually easier than being a regular host. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps you need to take to start earning money as an Airbnb co-host. You'll learn everything from finding your first clients to scaling up to $10,000 per month from your business. The best part, you can get started today with absolutely zero upfront investment. And if you stick around until the end, I'll show you a method that most co-hosts completely overlook, one that lets you earn almost the same amount while doing half the work. Now, before we dive in, let's quickly cover what co-hosting actually is. Co-hosting is basically where you manage someone else's property on Airbnb or short-term rental in exchange for a percentage of the overall booking revenue. The property owner provides the asset and you provide the expertise and the time to manage it. Think about it this way. Most property owners are juggling full-time jobs, families, and other commitments. They've got this valuable asset, but they don't have the time to manage it properly. They're struggling to keep up with guest messages, coordinate cleaners, handle maintenance issues, and optimize their listing for maximum revenue. Honestly, a lot of them just don't want to deal with all of that. That's exactly where you come in as a co-host. You step in and you handle all of those day-to-day tasks that property owners either can't or don't want to deal with themselves. Let me give you a real example. One of our B&B tribe members, Hannah, started a co-hosting business just 8 months ago. He had zero experience, zero properties, and zero connections in real estate. Today, he manages 6 properties and makes a full-time income in co-hosting fees. And the best part, he didn't have to invest a single dollar into properties or take any of the risk that comes with buying or renting listings. Now, you might be wondering, okay, James, but isn't the market saturated? Isn't it just too late to get started? Actually, right now is the perfect time to start co-hosting. And here's why. The short-term rental industry is getting more complex by the day. Airbnb keeps rolling out new features, changing their algorithm, updating their policies. It's a lot to keep up with. Just in the past year alone, they've completely changed how their search works, introduced new categories, and rolled out all sorts of tools that hosts need to master. And here's the thing, most property owners simply don't have the time to stay on top of all these changes. They're busy with their careers, their families, or they're focusing on finding another property for their next investment. They don't have time to learn about dynamic pricing strategies or figure out how to optimize their listings for Airbnb's latest algorithm update. Plus, with Airbnb's recent launch of their co-hosting marketplace and increased focus on growing through co-hosts, there's never been a better opportunity for you to get started. I'm seeing this firsthand in B&B Tribe. We've got members who are absolutely crushing it right now because there's such high demand for good co-hosts. Property owners are actually searching for people who understand how to maximize their revenue without requiring them to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into new properties. Now, there are 2 main ways you can structure your co-hosting business. The first is what I call full service management, and the second is pre-check-in management. Let's break down each one. Full service management is exactly what it sounds like. You're handling everything from A to Z. When a guest looks up the property and books it, you're managing the entire experience. You're handling all their questions before they arrive, coordinating the cleaning team after they leave, dealing with any maintenance issues that might pop up, managing the pricing, optimizing the listing, responding to reviews, basically everything. Everything that goes into running a successful Airbnb is under you. Because you're doing everything, property owners are willing to pay you between 20 and 35% of their booking revenue. Sometimes even more if you're working with luxury properties. So if a property brings in $8,000 per month, you'd earn between $1,200 and maybe $2,000 per month just from that one property. The second model is what I call pre-check-in management. With this approach, you're focusing on what I consider to be the most important part of any Airbnb business, getting those initial bookings. You're marketing and revenue expert who optimizes the listing, manages the pricing strategy, and handles all the initial guest communications to secure those bookings. Then, once the guest is confirmed, the owner or their team takes over and handles the on-the-ground operations. Now, what I love about this pre-check-in model is that you can typically earn about 10 to 15% of the booking revenue, but you're doing way less work. Plus, you can manage more properties since you're not dealing with the day-to-day operations. It's a really great way to scale up quickly without needing a huge team. And here's a little secret that most people don't realize. Getting bookings is the hardest part of running an Airbnb. If you can master the marketing and pricing side of things, property owners will literally be lining up to work with you. So now that you understand the two main co-hosting models, let's talk about how to actually get started. I'm gonna walk you through exactly what you need to do to land your first client and start earning money as an Airbnb co-host. The first thing you need to do is pick your market and your model. Are you going to offer full service management? Are you focusing on pre-check-in services? This decision will impact everything from how you price your services to how many properties you can manage. For most people just starting out, I recommend beginning with full service management for just 1 or 2 properties. This lets you learn every aspect of the business, which makes you more valuable in the long run. If your goal is to manage properties remotely, pre-check-in can be an equally great option when you're first starting out. Now, before you start reaching out to property owners, you need to get clear on your value proposition. Why should someone trust you with their property? What specific results can you help them to achieve? One of the biggest mistakes I see new co-hosts make is trying to compete on price. They'll offer to manage properties for 10 or 15%, thinking that's how they'll win clients. But here's the thing. Property owners care way more about results than they do about saving a few percentage points on management fees. If you can show a property owner how you'll increase their revenue by 30 or 40%, they'll happily pay you 20% to manage everything. It's simple math. Guys, I just want to take a quick break here to say that for those of you watching who want to learn more about how to become a successful co-host on Airbnb, there's a link in the description right down below to a free training that's over 2 hours long that will walk you through my entire strategy for building a 6-figure co-hosting business right from start to finish. When you sign up for the training, we're also going to send you a few other tools and resources completely for free just to help you get started. Again, the link to register is in the description down below, and both the training and the tools are completely free, so make sure that you check it out. All right, so once you're clear on your offer, it's time to start finding clients. There are actually tons of ways to find property owners who need help with their Airbnbs, but I'm gonna share the 3 methods that have worked the best for me and for my students. The first way is to look for struggling or high-performing listings in your area. Just go on VRBO and search for listings on polar ends of the spectrum, either listings that are doing really well or listings that are doing really poorly. Surprisingly, it's often listings performing the best that need help the most. These hosts are often burnt out, and the extra help can be a godsend for them. When you reach out, don't just say, hey, I'm a co-host, want to work together. Instead, look through their listing and point out specific things that could help them to improve. Maybe their photos aren't great, or maybe their pricing is way off, or their description isn't optimized for Airbnb's algorithm. Show them that you've done your homework. The second way is to find clients through local real estate owners and investor groups. You can find these groups on Facebook or through websites like Meetup. Property owners and investors are always looking for ways to make their properties more profitable, and many of them don't want to deal with the day-to-day management of everything. The third way, and this is actually one of my favorites, is to partner with real estate agents. Real estate agents are constantly talking with people who are buying investment properties and vacation homes. If you can show an agent how you can help their clients to make more money through Airbnb, they'll happily refer people to you. Now, once you land your first client, you need to have the right systems in place to deliver really great results. There are 3 main areas you need to focus on, and those are guest communication, team management, and property optimization. For guest communication, you'll want to set up automated messaging sequences that go at key points during the guest journey. This includes things like a booking confirmation, check-in instructions, mid-stay check-ins, and checkout reminders. This saves you a ton of time while ensuring the guests always have the information that they need. For team management, you need a reliable system for coordinating cleaners and maintenance staff. The key here is to have clear processes for turnovers, regular maintenance, and handling emergency repairs. You also want to make sure that everyone can access the property when they need to. And for property optimization, you need tools for managing your pricing, tracking your performance, and continuously improving your results. This includes things like a dynamic pricing software, occupancy tracking and revenue management tools. And now, if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by all these systems and tools, don't worry. Like I said before, there's a free training that's linked in the description right down below where I'll walk through all of this in even more detail than I am here. When you join the training, we're also going to send you a few of these tools completely free, just as our way of helping you to get started on the right foot. It's all 100% free, so just check it out at the link in the description down below. All right, now let's talk about what it actually takes to hit that $10,000 per month goal. And I'm going to be completely honest with you here. It's not going to happen overnight, but it's absolutely achievable within 6 to 12 months if you follow the right strategy. Let's break down the math. If you're doing full service management and charging 20%, you need properties that generate a combined $50,000 per month to make $10,000 per month in co-hosting fees. Now that might sound like a lot, but remember, you don't need a ton of properties to hit this number. If you're managing 4 properties that each make $12,000 per month, you're already pretty much there. Or if you're managing 6 properties that make around $8,000 each, same thing. For pre-check-in management, since you're charging a lower percentage but can handle more properties, you might need 8 to 10 properties. But remember, you're doing way less work per property. So this is totally manageable even as a one-person operation. The key to scaling is to grow strategically. Don't just take on any property that comes your way. Look for properties that first have good earning potential. You want properties in good locations with amenities that guests actually want. Second, have owners who are willing to invest in the properties. If an owner won't spend money on proper cleaning and maintenance, you're gonna have a hard time getting good reviews and repeat bookings. And third, fit your management style. If you're doing everything yourself, make sure the properties are close enough together that you can efficiently manage them all. Now, before we wrap up, I want to share 3 big mistakes that I see new co-hosts make all the time. Avoiding these will save you tons of headaches down the road. The first mistake is not having clear agreements with property owners. You need to spell out exactly what services you're providing, what the owner is responsible for, and how and when you'll get paid. Get everything in writing, even if you're working with friends or your family. The second mistake is trying to do everything yourself for too long. Yes, in the beginning, you want to learn all aspects of the business, but if you want to scale, you want to start building a team. Whether that's hiring cleaners, maintenance staff, or a virtual assistant, you can't do it all alone forever. The third mistake is not having systems in place before you scale. A lot of people get excited when they start making money and quickly take on too many properties too quickly. Then they get overwhelmed because they don't have the right processes in place. Take the time to document your systems and automate what you can before you expand. All right, guys, there you have it. A complete roadmap to building a $10,000 per month co-hosting business without buying or renting any properties. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I post new videos every single week with strategies and tips to help you succeed with Airbnb and short-term rentals. And if you're serious about building your co-hosting business and want step-by-step guidance from me personally, be sure to check out the free training that's linked directly down below this video. When you register, you'll get instant access to our in-depth training, the most in-depth I've ever gone, plus a few extra tools like our profitability projection tool that we'll send to you completely free. The link to join that is in the description right down below, and right now you can access the training completely free. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.